Once upon a time, in a small factory where the steady hum of machinery never ceased, an argument broke out that stirred up the entire workshop. A young man, known to be the most diligent, exploded with indignation. "I've been working hard for the past 10 years. I've done more than anyone else, yet those with less experience are promoted. As for me, I'm just a technician, forever." No one dared to speak up, but everyone knew that the young man was right. He was the one who solved all the most difficult problems in the factory. Without him, everything seemed to fall into chaos. But he also didn't understand why his dedication was being overlooked. In his anger, he decided to seek out his old teacher, an old retired technician who had been his mentor since the very beginning. Meeting his teacher again, he poured out his heart, expressing the injustice he felt. The old teacher just smiled after listening. After a moment of contemplation, he said, "Are you sure that you are indispensable to the factory?" The young man nodded confidently. "Yes, definitely. Without you, everything will not work." The old teacher nodded slightly, then continued, "If so, try taking a day off. You don't need to do anything else. Just rest." The young man was taken aback by the advice, but he listened. The next day, he asked for leave. When he returned to work, the manager immediately called him to the office. "Everything in the factory is in chaos when you're gone. We cannot continue without you." And so, he was promoted immediately. The young man happily returned to show his old teacher, thinking that he had found the secret to success. Let people realize your importance by making them feel your absence. But then, he began to apply this lesson too often. Every time he felt it was unfair, he would quit. The first time and the second time, everything went smoothly. But then one day, when he returned to the factory, he received a notice that he had been fired. Shocked and disappointed, he went back to find the old teacher. "Teacher, I did exactly as you said, but why did I lose my job?" The teacher looked at him, his eyes both sympathetic and stern. "I only heard half the lesson." "What is the second part, teacher?" the young man asked, confused. The teacher replied, "The second part is the most important lesson. If the light bulb goes out too often, sooner or later it will need to be replaced. Who wants an unreliable light bulb to shine? In life, don't let yourself be looked down upon, but don't let others lose faith in your presence. Balance is the key. You need to prove your worth through consistent contributions, but also know when to stop and receive the recognition you deserve." The teacher continued, "You should also think about the loved ones in your life. Don't just take them for granted. They are always there when you need them. Be grateful for them today, because you will not know what you have lost until it is gone." The young man was speechless. For the first time, he realized that he had been too hasty in applying the lesson and forgot about balance, the core of everything that makes it last. From that day on, he began to live differently. Not only did he work hard, he also knew how to let people recognize his worth without losing faith in him. More importantly, he cherished all the relationships around him, family, friends, and himself. The story is not only a lesson for the young man, but also for all of us. Let others recognize your value, but don't forget to build trust to keep that value sustainable. The story of the young technician and the lesson from his old teacher is not only a story about work, but also a reflection of how we treat ourselves in life. We often work hard and put all our efforts into proving our worth, but forget that recognition comes not only from what we do, but also from how we let others see our presence. Like a lamp, your light needs to shine evenly and persistently, not too hasty, but not too often turned off. Find a balance between giving your all and pausing to look back, so that your value is deeply engraved in the hearts of others, not forgotten or replaced. Life, like a dance, needs both rhythm and sophistication, and you are the one leading that dance. Number 1. Value comes from the balance between effort and awareness. Have you ever heard the saying, "Try too hard, try too hard"? You've probably been in a situation like this, working late into the night, giving your all, thinking you're proving your worth, but then one day looking back, no one recognizes your efforts or even takes them for granted. Does it sound familiar? The truth is that our worth lies not only in our hard work, but also in how we let others perceive our importance. If you keep on like a light, people will get so used to it that they forget the light's existence. But if you turn it off too often, you'll be replaced. So how do you find a balance? Remember, effort is necessary, but it needs to be the right effort. Sometimes, knowing how to pause and take a step back is not a failure, but an opportunity for others to realize how important you are. Ask yourself, am I doing it for recognition or because I feel like I have to? If you find yourself working without any recognition, try turning off the lights for a while. But remember, don't overdo it, because trust is like a precious gem. Once lost, it is hard to get back. As Albert Einstein once said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And to keep that bike running smoothly, you need to know when to push hard and when to relax. Balance not only helps you avoid burnout, but also maintains lasting value in the hearts of others. So, do you think you have found the balance between effort and awareness? When you find the balance between effort and awareness, you will realize a miracle. True value does not lie in the flashy big things that we often pursue, but in the simple things that are always present around us. Like the light of a lamp, we only realize its importance when darkness falls. It can be a family meal, a hug from a loved one, or simply a moment of peace in the hustle and bustle of life. Happiness does not need to be sought far away. It always lies in the small but precious things that we often take for granted. Stop for a moment, listen to the breath of life, and ask yourself, what is simple but irreplaceable in my heart? Number 2, cherish the simple but most important things. Have you ever asked yourself, if tomorrow everything familiar in life disappears, what will I miss the most? It could be a family meal with laughter, the gentle eyes of parents, or simply a leisurely afternoon watching the sunset. However, when everything is still there, do we really appreciate it? I want to tell you a story. Once, I met an elderly woman. She said that when she was young, she was busy working, always thinking that she had to earn a lot of money to bring happiness to her family. But then one day, her son said, "Mom, I just want to have dinner with you, but you are always busy." She was startled. It turned out that what her son needed was not an expensive gift, but just a simple meal with his mother. Sometimes, we are so busy chasing after big things that we forget that true happiness lies in the simplest things. A text message, a handshake, or a time to listen to someone with all your heart. Those things seem small, but have infinite value. Perhaps you will agree that in modern life, it is not easy to appreciate familiar things. We often think loved ones will always be there. Opportunities will always be waiting for me. But the truth is, the most precious things are often only realized when they are gone. As Richard Carlson once said, "Don't let yourself be so busy that you forget that the most important thing is to enjoy this life and love the people around you." So how can you appreciate the simpler things? Try turning off your phone, sitting with your family, and listening to their stories. Enjoy the sweetness of a cup of coffee in the morning, or feel the cool breeze on your face when going for a walk. Don't wait until you have to say sorry. Have you ever forgotten to thank someone for always being there for you? Or how long has it been since you hugged your loved ones and told them how much you appreciate them? Share your little story about something simple that made you happy. Who knows, your story might inspire someone else to find the small but meaningful values in their life. Remember, happiness is not found in some distant peak. It is always present in everyday moments. And we, the lucky ones, should learn to love from the little things. Dear friends, our journey today has ended, but we believe that the values, emotions, and lessons we shared will forever remain, like a gentle light in everyone's heart. We are truly grateful for every minute you spent listening and feeling this story. Perhaps life is a song with ups and downs, but it is your presence, those who are always willing to learn, love, and share, that makes that song more meaningful. You are not only the audience of the stories, but also the inspiration for me to continue telling, to continue spreading good things. If you feel that today's story touches your heart, please leave a like to let us know you are here. If you think someone out there also needs to hear this story, please share it to spread the message of love. And we have a small invitation. Please comment on a quote or lesson that you like the most from the story. It may be a simple thing, but who knows? It could be a great source of motivation for someone in need. Always remember, in every passing day, we have the opportunity to cherish, love, and make life more beautiful. Thank you for being here today. See you in the next stories.